Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to In the Spotlight with Jill Nicolini on Business Talk Radio, where we take your business to the next level. Welcome back to Business Talk Radio. We are joined once again by Andrew Aaron. Thank you for coming on the show today. He's a marriage counselor, sex therapist, psychotherapist, you name it, he does it. Helpforpassion.com. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, Joe. I'm looking forward to sharing more insights with our listeners, hoping that it might help each listener to have a slightly better day and better life.
Yeah, I love it. Every time we speak, we have a topic of conversation, which I think piques our interest clearly. But before we get to that, let you are what you do. Again, it's because we have new listeners each and every week, maybe redundant to you and I. But please, you have to introduce yourself. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm a psychotherapist, but I specialize in love relationships. I'm a marriage counselor. I'm a sex therapist, so I help people have more pleasure. I'm also an individual therapist, and I'm honored to have many people come to me and allow me to hold their hand while they make improvements in their lives.
Great. And you're based out of where, Massachusetts?
I'm in New Bedford, not far from Cape Cod.
Okay, but you work with a lot of people over the lines now, this day and age, right? It's all Facebook, FaceTiming, I should say. It's Zoom calls. So you can work with anyone, anywhere. Is that true?
Anywhere there's internet, absolutely, or the telephone, too.
Great. So I know you work with individuals and couples as well to help improve their quality of life, whether it's romantic connection, repairing relationships, and marriages as well, and so much more. So what is the topic of conversation today that you'd like to enlighten us on?
Well, if we have callers, I'm very happy to answer caller questions and help them solve some problems. However, if it's just you and I'm talking about our potential in our lives to make positive change. Oh. I'm talking about women and the relationships women have with their bodies, and maybe even we'll get to emotional strength.
Okay, I didn't know we were opening up the lines today for callers. Is that true? No one told me. Well, let me do that. 631-627-1840. If anyone has a question, please give us a call. And now continue the conversation. Go ahead.
Okay, people come to me hoping to make improvements in their lives, and the fact that people keep coming suggests that change is possible. Mm-hmm. A lot of people get stuck in ruts, and we certainly face challenge, suffering, and resistance. However, it is true that we also can change. Change is possible, and but also, there's a difference between this thing called change and another thing called growth. Now, there's a saying that I'm fond of, and that is, change is constant, but growth is a choice. And depending on the efforts we're making, depending on the intention that we have, we each can make growth happen in our lives. And growth happens to be deliberate. It does not occur by accident. We have to intend it. And growth happens through making steady and determined effort, right? And it's not easy. Whenever we do make growing changes, in order to succeed at it, Jill, we have to step out of our comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And that is very, very difficult. We have to endure some discomfort, oftentimes some suffering, in order to invite something new, something improved into our lives. And so the cost is experiencing some discomfort, right? Mm-hmm. So the people who come and visit with me because they want to make growing changes, they are courageous people, they are brave, and they demonstrate a willingness to feel discomfort and to open up to discomfort in order to create improvements. And I just want to say that it is possible for anyone who wishes to make a better life for themselves, or certainly a better love relationship. However, there is a cost, and that is discomfort, your courage, and your bravery. Mm-hmm. Change is difficult. we do have to face our limitations. And also, what increases people's suffering is a tendency in our problems to resist changes. When we fight those changes, oftentimes difficulties which normally cause pain and suffering, but when we resist the changes and we fight the problems that we have, we actually tend to increase the suffering. Mm-hmm. Very, very difficult. And we often get stuck in dilemmas where we have a difficulty that we do not like. It causes us pain, but sometimes in the pain, it can cause us, our vision, to be very limited. We become blinded to possibilities, and we face the problem in one way only. And we keep pushing and pushing, and that often is in the form of resistance. Each one of us has the ability to overcome limitations, but we do it by accepting the situation. And this is where we, instead of resisting, we do the thing that seems very unintuitive, and that is we open up. We accept the problem as it is, and we stop resisting it. And a beautiful thing happens. There's a little magic here that occurs, and that is when we start opening up and we accept the problem as it is, the openness actually allows us to gain relief. And then our options, our possibilities start to multiply, and we see a way forward. We stop banging our head against the wall. And when we do that, I promise you, the wall doesn't care. And we say, hey, wait a sec. There might be a way around this wall. I don't have to keep hitting it. And with couples in love relationships, couples often continually approach a problem in the same way. That doesn't work. And partners get very frustrated, and the pain and anger in the relationship accumulates to a high level of intensity. And of course, it becomes difficult to endure. And this is often demonstrated through a frequent and constant cycle of arguments, conflicts. They're often repetitive, the same one again and again. Very, very frustrating. That leads me to a separate topic, one that I mentioned earlier, Jill, and that is the relationship that women have with their bodies. Of course, in couples, I work with many heterosexual couples. I also work with same-sex couples, but in many couples, one of the partners happens to be a woman. And for relationships to be their best, both men and women need to be their best. Mm-hmm. And one theme that arrives in my office, along with those folks who wish to better their lives, are the often painful relationship that female partners, that women have with their bodies. It's a very, very difficult, painful issue. What I experience is that relationship, to me, seems more like a battlefield than it does a peaceful and serene relationship. It's the source of great pain, and always in my work, the goal is to reduce pain and to help people feel better. And so this is an important arena in which I think a lot of relief can be found. And it's very important for women, whether they're individuals, partners, sisters, mothers, for women to feel better. It is so important for the quality of our lives, relationships, but also society, because women are just so important. And it's in the relationship, a negative state gets established, and that's because so many of us, not just women, but men too, grow up inwardly with a lot of pain and discomfort, and that gets expressed through a poor or negative relationship with ourselves. You know, that relationship is called self-esteem. It's this negative relationship with ourselves where we feel bad about ourselves, and we view ourselves negatively, and that's what's called poor or low self-esteem. And in the relationship that women have with their bodies, they often view their bodies in a very negative way. I hear from lots of women that when they regard themselves, say in a moment in the morning when they step out of the shower and maybe the mirror is not fogged up and they view themselves in the mirror, that so many women tell me that they experience great discomfort at viewing their image. And there's a tendency that they have to look at themselves and critique their bodies and to break apart their bodies into parts and to say, oh, I don't like this part, or this part is terrible, or this part of me is disgusting.
Yeah. And
this tendency that women have to do this, it's an expression of tremendous pain. And it's so important that as women you feel better about yourselves, that you're able to love yourselves, feel good about yourselves. So I encourage you to regard your bodies in a kinder, gentler, more positive way. Mm-hmm. That I understand that you may not feel good about it, but the way you're regarding your body is really an expression of deeper down, feeling bad about yourselves, not looking upon yourself as valuable or good. And you are. You are valuable. You are good. And one way to start creating the experience of that is to be kind to yourself and kind to your body. So I strongly encourage, when you do get out of the shower and when you do regard yourself, you choose instead to say to yourself, say to your body, I'm grateful to you for helping me live my life.
Yep.
I'm grateful to you for helping me get through my day and get accomplished all the things that I take care of every day. Mm-hmm. And perhaps those of you who are moms, you say, thank you to your body for having helped you bring new children into this world who have the potential to make this world better for all of us. Right, so it's really important to have a kind attitude towards your body, because your body is really an outward expression of yourself, and you are good and valuable. But your body does not have to be perfect. None of us have to be perfect in order to be valuable and good enough. Mm-hmm. Right? So I really wanted to give this message because I believe that so many women suffer and regard themselves in a negative and dark way. And looking upon ourselves with kindness and compassion is going to be a very important part that plays in our lives in order to allowing us to be a valuable partner, a valuable friend, a valuable daughter, wife, or mother. But also, it allows us to have pleasure in our life, to feel good about our lives. And I do a lot of work with couples regarding sexuality. So feeling good about ourselves and regarding your body with kindness and compassion can allow yourself to be a healthy sexual being, to allow sex to be a positive part of your life, and for you to have pleasure. And that's really important for you to be a happy human being.
Oh, and we were just going to take a break, but we're actually getting a call, so stand by. Welcome to Business Talk Radio. Hello, hello. Welcome to Business Talk Radio.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, who am I speaking with?
My name is Marianne. I'm from Connecticut.
Hi, Marianne. Thank you for calling in. How can I help you?
Thank you for picking my call. As of late, my husband, he comes home from work and it's just no communication. I just feel like things have really changed since this COVID thing, and I don't know what to do. I keep asking him what's wrong, and he just says that he's tired.
Okay. All right. Is he willing to tell you at all about his tiredness?
I'm sorry?
Is he willing to talk at all about his tiredness?
I don't. He just says that he's tired and there's nothing to talk about. So I just don't know what else to do. I mean, short of maybe trying to get some type of counseling.
Sure. Well, counseling could help, and I always recommend it. However, it sounds like from the way you're saying it that you're feeling kind of like he's stonewalling you and not allowing you to understand more deeply what's going on or feeling a connection. Is that right?
Yes, I'm definitely feeling, shut out.
Okay. Does he know that? Have you expressed it?
Yes, I have, and he says that it's in my head. And I did, I suggest that maybe we can talk to someone. He says there's nothing wrong. So I'm kind of like hitting a wall.
Okay. So odds are, if he's getting silent on you and quiet, he does have a lot of pain inside. Men tend to get quiet because a lot of them have the attitude that if there's nothing positive to say, it's better to say nothing at all.
Okay.
And I could understand how you would really like to talk about any problems and maybe process them so you understand and to feel closer. Is that right?
That is right.
Okay.
That is absolutely right.
What does he enjoy to do, or what did he used to enjoy to do together before he started getting
going
quiet
out to
and
dinner
distant?
together. And it's kind of complicated
I'm sorry?
these days because of the whole...
Say it again?
We used to like to go out eating together. We used to like trying different restaurants and going out, but, that's kind of like hard right now because everything's closed, everything's at 30%, you got to wear a mask.
Right, it's true. Yeah, it is. It's a hard world these days, and we're all challenged with it. What else did you enjoy to do that may still be possible?
So maybe he's feeling, I was also furloughed, so maybe he's feeling pressure, that it's just, he's the sole provider right now.
Yes, that may be true. Have you ever asked him if that's true?
No, he says that everything's going to be all right, but I know that there's some, I'm sure he's feeling pressure, and I just don't know how to get him to just maybe open up about it.
Okay. Well, I encourage you two to do something together, whether it's as simple as taking a walk or doing something relaxing together. But when you do it, allow the experience to happen without focusing on problems.
Okay.
Be able to do something in which the two of you are able to lose yourself in the experience, to distract yourself from the challenges of daily life, so you'll have just a positive experience together without focusing on problems, all right?
I could definitely attempt to do that.
That can create a more relaxed environment in which he might start opening up. It's useful to let him know that you'd like to understand more about him, but not in a way of trying to solve problems or putting pressure on him. Okay?
Okay. I will definitely attempt
Okay.
to do that.
All right. That's a start. That's just a start, Marianne. There are other things that may be possible, but you just want to create an opening in which there's a little bit of positive connection to create a conversation, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, very good. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. And at this time, would you mind giving us your best form of contact information?
Listeners can find me through my website, which is helpforpassion.com. That's help, F-O-R, passion.com.
Perfectly said. Stand by. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Is your computer slow? Seeing strange pop-ups? You could have a computer infection. Call Computer and Internet Help. A certified malware removal specialist will make your computer healthy and fast again. Most importantly, at an affordable price. Call Computer and Internet Help at 239-567-0104. That's 239-567-0104. Or email them at pccoach@live.com. That's pccoach@live.com. And go to their website, computerandinternethelp.com. Computerandinternethelp.com. Computer and Internet Help, making computers healthy, one at a time.
Feel a little distant, a little disconnected, stressed, and not able to focus? Does this describe your child or teen? Don't wait any longer. Reach out and start feeling connected. Self-confident, restore your child, restore your teen, restore yourself. Go to BlossomWholeFamilyTherapy.com or find us on Facebook at Blossom Whole Family. Blossom Whole Family Therapy and Child Psychology Center, cultivating strength and resilience for your whole family.
Are you feeling stuck? Do you feel like anxiety and depression are dictating your life? Struggle with feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and worried? It's time to live a fulfilling life. To make the change that you've been meaning to make, call the integrative practitioner who combines empirically supported psychotherapies with holistic health coaching. Bring together body, soul, and mind for true healing. Find the root cause of your health and mental stresses. This is not how you need to live. There is a better way. You can be free. You can be new. You will be fulfilled. Call Dr. Jose Sandoval at 305-720-0237 or email info@drjosesandoval.com or go to drjosesandoval.com. Creating the new you starts with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to In the Spotlight with Jill Nicolini on Business Talk Radio, where we take your business to the next level. Welcome back to the show. Helpforpassion.com is the website you should be visiting right now. Welcome back. How's it going?
It's going really well.
All right, Andrew Aaron, psychotherapist, sex therapist, marriage counselor. Continue. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say my website is under construction, so folks might not find it available today, but in the next couple of days it will become available.
Awesome. Good to know. And what else is it that you'd like to enlighten our listeners on today?
Well, I'm thinking a little bit about Marianne, who called just a few minutes ago and was so kind and courageous to talk about a problem. Because when people call in and talk about their issues, they're really helping the community of listeners to potentially make their lives better. So I'm very grateful for that.
Great.
And Marianne talked about a common problem, and it's one that I see occur a lot in relationships between men and women. And it's a kind of a stuckness that occurs, and it's one in which female partners often are eager to solve the problem. Women are determined to talk about the issues, to get it out in the open, to understand each other and solve the problem. Male partners often want to connect through doing things together. They just want to be at peace. They want to feel close and just enjoy togetherness. So a dynamic occurs in which women feel pressure to get a conversation going, to talk about the problems, Jill. And men are often not eager to get into the pain and talk about difficult issues that could potentially cause a conflict. Men usually like things to be peaceful, and they do not want conflict. So oftentimes there ends up being a bind between a wife and a husband, a girlfriend and a boyfriend, about trying to solve problems and the manner in which they solve problems. So that's why I recommended for Marianne to invite her husband to do something relaxing in which there is not a focus on problems or negativity. Sometimes that can create a relaxed, positive environment that softens the tension and then creates an opportunity to connect, and maybe then to create an opportunity to gently and in a positive way talk about a problem when there's an improved connection formed. So I just wanted to talk a little bit to maybe help Marianne understand that, and our listeners, those who are part of love relationships, to understand a little bit about that logjam that often occurs when there are unsolved problems between a male and a female romantic partner.
Got it. Okay, good to know. Well, thank you so much. Also, it looks like we did miss a call here. I'm trying to call someone back. It looks like we did have another call. So let me see if they're on the line now. Welcome to Business Talk Radio.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Marissa. I was wondering, okay, so I kind of had a similar problem to the first person that called in, but the only difference is that it's me. Like, I work full time, and then I also have like a lot of commitments that I do after work. And me and my significant other just moved in together, and like it's a huge argument. And like the thing is, like, I have to do the commitments I have after work because like they keep me like sane. Without getting into detail, but like is there like, do you like have any suggestions for like when it's you that's the problem?
Okay, you think, Marissa, that you are the problem in the situation. Is that it?
Well, like I'm the one who is like always busy, and then I come home and I'm like really tired, and like I don't have time for like really anything else. You know what I mean? And then like
okay.
he's constantly
what was
trying
the big
to.
What was the big argument about?
Well, I do like a lot of like volunteer work after work. So like Monday through Friday, I'm kind of like really spent. Like I leave work, I go to work at 7, and I come home at like 10:30 at night, and I'm like ready to go to bed. And he wants to spend time and do all these things. And like I just don't. I'm tired after work. Well, after I'm done when I come home, and like we just moved in together, and like we have like this whole big like issue with like me not having enough time, and I don't really know what to do about it because like I can't cancel all my commitments, you know.
All right, Marissa, I think I understand the problem, and we only have a couple minutes left. I'm concerned that you're not making enough time for your partner, and therefore your partner may not be feeling important enough to you. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, in our love relationships, we crave feeling important and crave to feel that we are a priority. Do you think that's part of the source of this conflict, Marissa?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you each acknowledging the other's pain is important. Is there a way to create some time for your partner to say to him or her, I'm making time for you, I'm going to give you some of my undivided attention? Is that possible?
Yeah, but then you know what happens is that like he gets spiteful when like I do, and then he's like, well, you know, that's your schedule, like, and then he'll like try to like fill in something to when like I do have time for him, you know.
Didn't fully understand that. Can you say that one more time, please?
Yeah, so like what will happen is he'll get spiteful, and like when I do have time, like he'll like be on his phone or playing a game or like do like, you know, do something of that. And like you know, I understand like because, you know, like it's not always about like my schedule, but then it's like that's when I have time.
Okay. Well, there's more pain in the relationship than just this one issue, and I'd encourage you to address all the pain at different times so it doesn't escalate. But if you're going to make time for him, you might say straight out right up front, I'm making this time. I want us to be positive and to focus just on each other without talking about other problems. Similar to what I was mentioning to Marianne, and you make an agreement that we're going to focus on each other for enjoyment and we're not going to solve problems during this time. Could you talk to him about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Create a little space, a little sacred space for connecting instead of focusing on your pain and expressing your dissatisfaction to each other. That might make you want to spend more time with him moving forward. All right, Marissa?
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, guys. I apologize, but we have to wrap up the show. Give us your best form of contact information, and thank you again for calling in.
Find me at helpforpassion.com, helpforpassion.com.
Great. Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it. Everyone else, stay tuned. More Business Talk Radio is on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to In the Spotlight with Jill Nicolini on Business Talk Radio, where we take your business to the next level.